afternoon and thank you for your company as always with us on Africa News 24 television, your premier source for timely updates from across the continent and beyond. I am Lydia Ajayi, bringing you the latest developments in politics, sports, entertainment and more. We begin with security in Kaduna, northwest Nigeria, where suspected bandits have struck again, abducting 6 residents of Ungwa Bakonu community in Maraban, Kajuru, barely 1 week after the mass abduction of 177 church worshippers in the area. The latest attack reportedly occurred in the early hours of Sunday at Kufana Ward, while Christians were holding special prayer sessions organized by the Christian Association of Nigeria for the safe return of the previously abducted worshippers. A resident of the community, Stephen Kefas, said the attackers stormed the area at about 1 a.m., forcefully entering homes and abducting 6 people. Kefas expressed concern over the location of the incident, noting that the attack took place within the town center and not in a remote settlement. The chairman of Khan in Kajuru local government area, Reverend Enoch Kara, confirmed the incident, describing the repeated attacks as alarming. According to him, the attackers cordoned off the area, creating fear among residents before fleeing with 6 victims after neighbors raised the alarm. As of the time of filing this report, the Kaduna State Police Command had yet to issue an official statement on the incident. Still in security, gunmen have killed a police officer following an attack on a patrol team at the Budo Mashalashi border post in Oyo State. The Oyo State Police Command confirmed the incident in a statement on Sunday through its public relations officer, DSP Anyolade Olayinka. According to the statement, between 10 and 15 armed men attacked ASP Tonto Shaibu and his team at about 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. During the attack, Inspector Aliu Oluwole was fatally injured, while his AK-47 rifle containing 30 rounds of ammunition was taken by the assailants. The Commissioner of Police in Oyo State, Femi Aruno, has ordered an immediate manhunt and a comprehensive investigation to apprehend those responsible. Police authorities also disclosed that preliminary findings indicate some of the attackers sustained gunshot injuries during the encounter. Security operatives are currently tracking their movement. Residents have been urged to remain calm, vigilant, and report anyone seeking medical attention for gunshot wounds under suspicious circumstances to the nearest police station. The command reassured the public that adequate security measures have been put in place to safeguard lives and property across the state. And in politics, Governor Abba Yusuf of Kano State has officially joined the All Progressive Congress today, Monday, January 26, 2026, following his resignation from the New Nigeria People's Party. The governor's spokesperson, Sanusi Baturi, confirmed the development in the statement, noting that the move is aimed at strengthening cooperation with the federal government, accelerating development, enhancing security, and improving service delivery in Kano State. Governor Yusuf, who was previously a member of the APC in 2014, formally registered as an APC member today, alongside 22 state lawmakers, 8 federal lawmakers, and 44 government chairmen. As part of the event, the governor also flagged off the APC e-registration exercise in Kaduna's Kano State. The defection is expected to have a significant impact on the political landscape of Kano State and the wider Northwest region. Let's turn our attention to the environment, as the Nigerian Meteorological Agency has forecast hazy conditions and periods of sunshine across Nigeria from Monday to Wednesday, January 28, 2026. In its 3-day weather outlook released on Sunday, the agency warned that dust particles are currently in suspension across many parts of the country. NiMet advised people living with asthma and other respiratory conditions to take necessary precautions during the period. According to the agency, the North Central region is expected to experience sunny and hazy skies on Monday. The southern region, however, will see sunny conditions with few patches of clouds alongside prospects of afternoon or evening thunderstorms. NiMet also predicted light rainfall in parts of Ogun, Bayelsa, Rivers, Lagos, Delta, Cross River and Akwa Ibom states later in the day. For Tuesday, the agency said moderate dust haze is anticipated over parts of Borno, Yobe, Bauchi, Gombe, Adamawa and Taraba states, while other areas in the northern region will experience slight dust haze. The southern region is expected to remain mostly sunny with few cloud patches, with chances of isolated thunderstorms and light rainfall in Ogun, Bayelsa, Rivers, Lagos, Delta, Cross River and Akwa Ibom states. By Wednesday, NiMet forecasts thick dust haze across the northern region, while moderate dust haze is anticipated in the central parts of the country. The agency also envisaged sunny skies with few patches of clouds in the southern region with isolated thunderstorms and light rains expected in Delta, Bayelsa, Cross River, Akwa Ibom and Rivers states. NiMet urged members of the public to stay informed through official weather updates and take health precautions, especially in areas affected by dust haze. And moving on to business, oil prices edged lower on Monday, January 26, 2026, after rising more than 2% in the previous trading session, as concerns over supply disruptions in the United States were offset by expectations of an oversupplied market later in the year. Brent crude futures fell by 7 cents of 1.1% to $65.81 per barrel by 0221 GMT, while United States West Texas Intermediate crude slipped 6% or 1.1% to $61.0 per barrel. Despite the slight decline, both benchmarks recorded weekly gains of about 2.7%, closing on Friday at their highest levels since January 14. The market has been reacting to production disruptions caused by severe winter conditions in major U.S. crude-producing regions, even as longer-term supply outlooks suggest excess output in 2026. Meanwhile, geopolitical tensions remain in focus following reports that a United States military aircraft carrier strike group and other assets are expected to arrive in the Middle East in the coming days. Commenting on the market's movement, a senior market analyst at Philip Nova Limited, Priyanka Shadiva, said oil prices are being influenced by signs of U.S. production disruptions and ongoing geopolitical risks weighed against expectations of an oversupplied market this year. The Lagos State Internal Revenue Service has announced plans to recover unpaid taxes from defaulting taxpayers through third parties, including banks, employers, tenants, business partners, and debtors. The development was disclosed in a public notice dated January 21, 2026, and published on the LIRS website. The notice was signed by the Executive Chairman of the service, Ayodele Sube. According to the notice, the action is in line with Section 60 of the Nigerian Tax Administration Act 2025, which empowers tax authorities to compel any person holding funds on behalf of or owing money to a taxpayer with outstanding tax liabilities to remit such funds directly to the government. The LIRS explained that the measure, known as the power of substitution, applies to unpaid personal income tax, capital gain tax, stamp duties, and withholding tax under its administration. The service noted that the substitution notices may be issued to banks, financial institutions, employers, tenants, customers, agents, and other parties connected to a defaulting taxpayer once the taxpayer fails to settle established tax obligations when due. They added that recipients of such notices are legally required to comply by remitting the specified amount from funds belonging to the defaulting taxpayer. Failure to comply constitutes an offense under the law. Banks and financial institutions were directed to remit affected sums without delay, confirm compliance through the LIRS e-tax platform, and disclose account balances where required. Employers, tenants, and agents were also instructed to deduct the stated sum from payments due to defaulting taxpayers and remit them within stipulated time frame. However, any party that does not owe or owe funds to a taxpayer is required to notify the LIRS in writing within the period stated in the notice. The service further stated that affected parties may file objections within 30 days in line with appeal provision under the law, while defaulting taxpayers remain liable for any outstanding balance not recovered through the substitution process. LIRS warned that failure to comply with the directive may attract penalties, interest, enforcement actions, and possible prosecution. On the foreign scene, a male migrant has been rescued after spending 24 hours in the Mediterranean, while 50 others are feared drowned following the sinking of their boats. The survivor, who was rescued by a merchant ship of Tunisia and taken to Malta for medical care, told the alarm phone emergency hotline that he believed everyone else on board had died. Authorities said the boats departed from Tunisia, a common point for migrants attempting a perilous journey to Europe. Neither the exact amount of the rescue nor the identities of the missing passengers have been confirmed. And in sports, the Lagos State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Omotosho, has clinched the Ogudu GRA Table Tennis Club Division 2 Cup, recording a surprise victory that has drawn admiration from sports enthusiasts and residents alike. Omotosho announced the win on his X, formerly Twitter handle, describing the triumph as one achieved against all odds and attributing it to what he called the spirit of Lagos. The competition held at the Ogudu GRA Table Tennis Club featured players from across the division with keenly contested matches throughout the tournament. Omotosho's victory stood out as he battled through strong opposition to emerge champion in the Division 2 category. Beyond the trophy, the commissioner's win has been seen as a movement that underscores the growing culture of grassroots sports and recreation within Lagos communities. Supporters and colleagues have since congratulated Omotosho, hailing the achievement as a reflection of resilience, discipline, and the enduring competitive spirit often associated with Lagos State. Away from home, Manchester United dealt Arsenal a stunning 3-2 defeat at Emirates Stadium on Sunday, January 25, 2026, keeping the Premier League title race wide open. Patrick Dogu and Matheus Cunha scored brilliant second-half goals by Martin Zubimendi in the 37th minute, allowed Brian Mbeumo to equalize for United. For Arsenal, substitute Mikel Merino to level in the 84th minute. Cunha then called home a long-range winner 3 minutes later, sending visiting fans into celebration. The loss ended Arsenal's unbeaten home run this season 2-0 victory at Brentford. And in entertainment, Nollywood actress Tonto Dikeh has shared a personal testimony on her spiritual journey, emphasizing the power of forgiveness following her recent reconciliation with ex-husband Olakunle Churchill. Dikeh described the reunion as a reflection of God's healing, expressing gratitude for the peace and joy she now experiences. She highlighted the process of spiritual growth, noting that God transforms individuals by removing negative traits and reshaping character for a higher purpose. The actress encouraged those struggling to forgive to seek God's guidance, stressing that forgiveness is a path to freedom and healing. She also prayed for the restoration of broken relationships, asking for grace, understanding, and unity in hearts where love and trust had faded. And that will be all. You can follow us for more updates on these stories and others on our website at africanews24.ng. You can as well follow us on all our social media platforms to stay informed and ahead. I am Lydia Ajayi. Have a blessed day.